Denzel Washington was allegedly observed with an odd expression as he left one of Diddy's parties. The reason he seemed rattled? It appears that he may have witnessed Diddy do something that alarmed him. What made Denzel Washington alarmed and suddenly leave the party? Maybe something like this. In any gathering of any group of people, you're always sure to find opposites, or in this case, people growing to become opposites of who they were. We've seen this in the lives of several celebrities in recent times. Take Diddy, for example, the rapper who many knew to be a ruthless businessman who wouldn't let anything get in the way of him, and his money seems to have transformed him into a different man. Not only did the news say he decided to give his old artists their publishing rights after over a decade of milking them, but he's also rebranded himself as Brother Love to imply that all he does is spread love. Nevertheless, despite all of these changes in Diddy's life, you can tell just by looking at him how different he is from someone like Denzel Washington. It may surprise you to learn that these two men once lived in the same circles, and that Denzel may have even attended some of his wild parties, but it appears Denzel may have witnessed Diddy engage in some behavior that completely altered his perspective on the industry. Now that Diddy has spoken up, almost no one can claim they haven't heard about Diddy's parties, a place where even celebrities have coveted invitations. At least it was for a while in the 1990s and early 2000s. These days, the only talk about the party seems to be about some indulgences that the guests have mentioned. The conversation usually revolves around drugs and fully clothed people using the most potent substances while walking around his parties. Most people only recall that Diddy used to walk into rooms with men, but the rapper has never come out to admit he's gay. Putting all of this together, do you really believe that anywhere with Diddy you'd find someone like Denzel Washington? It used to be, but it seems like the stories of Diddy's antics may have gotten to him, and it definitely struck a chord. Denzel literally cut that part of his life and never once looked back. However, these details have managed to stay out of the media for years, primarily because the actor is known for keeping his personal life as private and out of the public eye as possible. On the other hand, it appears that the actor might have taken his time to consider his experiences before he was finally ready to speak about them. Denzel talked passionately about the connection between his Christian faith and his work as an actor following the tremendous acclaim of his transforming performance in the 2017 film Roman J. Israel Esq. According to him, faith was more than just a passive belief. It required action and activity. He believed that each person had special gifts, and it was their responsibility to use these gifts to change the world, while acknowledging that not everyone needed to be an activist in the traditional sense. Denzel stressed during the interview the importance of combining belief with action. Denzel recalled a prophetic message from a woman who foresaw his global influence not as a preacher in the pulpit, but as a speaker through his work. When Denzel questioned his pastor about his purpose and wondered whether he intended to become a preacher, the pastor's response was, "You already have a pulpit." This revelation encouraged him to use his platform in the entertainment industry to promote messages of hope, love, and faith. These remarks were a potent reminder that Denzel's impact and reach went far beyond church walls, touching people's hearts and minds all over the world. He accepted his role as a force for good, realizing the profound power that storytelling could have on influencing people's opinions and spurring change in his 2017 film, Roman J. Israel Esq. By implying a reference to scripture in the character's name, Denzel demonstrated how deeply he understood faith and its applicability in the modern world. Justice is one of the main topics of the movie, as Roman explores his conception of justice throughout the narrative. The film explores the enormous differences between God's and man's conceptions of justice, emphasizing that they don't always coincide. The Bible's depiction of God's justice is always right and good, considering all the circumstances, and it is impervious to human biases or changes. Roman J. Israel Esq. Was more than just a masterful work of film. Its insightful examination of justice gave the character new depth and caused spectators to reflect deeply on the difficult subject of what constitutes true justice and righteousness in a fallen world. It was a testament to Denzel Washington's dedication to using his craft as a force for positive transformation. As audiences immersed themselves in the film's narrative, they were confronted with profound questions about faith, morality, and the pursuit of justice. the film's intricate weaving of Denzel Washington's conception of God and the ideologies he upheld left an enduring impression on audiences and reinforced their resilience of faith in the face of life's challenges. Washington, however, has also talked publicly about his deep spiritual connection and how it led him away from the flash and glamour of Hollywood events. Denzel's story is proof of the enduring impact of a spiritual encounter and the transformational power of faith. Denzel reflected on his childhood, during which his father, a devout man of God, instilled in him the values of righteousness and faith. This foundation would later play a crucial role in shaping Denzel's character, particularly in his formative years in the entertainment industry. In the early 1980s, Denzel experienced a spiritual awakening when he found himself torn between the pull of his faith and the allure of Hollywood. His spiritual journey was not without its challenges. He freely admitted to giving into the allure of materialism and indulging in what he refers to as spiritual muggings. Nevertheless, through it all, his faith remained steadfast, and those around him feel his faith. As you may know, T.D. Jakes is the founder of the Potter House, a non-denominational multicultural church and humanitarian organization in Dallas. He's arguably the most well-known Christian preacher in the country, but despite his notoriety, Jake was drawn into the allegations of the YouTube channel Tough News TV. As a result, Jake's religious beliefs have recently come under scrutiny. His name began to trend online, and after that, it was later shared on several social media sites. In the video, Jermaine McKinley, the host, claimed to have received an anonymous email claiming that Cassie Ventura was helping the FBI with an investigation into Diddy. This came after the former filed and settled a civil lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul, accusing him of horrific acts of violence. According to an email Kim Porter sent in June 1983, T.D. Jakes was accused of having an affair with a young man just a year after marrying his wife. The story was reportedly kept under wraps for some reason. Fast forward to June 19, 1999, when a man threatened to spill the beans on Jake and then mysteriously vanished. Pastor Blank reveals that the man was paid off to keep quiet. 2 years later, the same man turns up dead from a gunshot wound to the head. All of this occurred at the Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia. Locals in Jake's hometown insist that T.D. Jakes has been discreet with men all along. In any case, Pastor Jake may not be the genuine Christian that he claims to be, as evidenced by the fact that he is reportedly linked with Diddy to the extent of apparently attending his bizarre parties, where there are rumors of substance abuse and gay orgy. In contrast, Denzel Washington has demonstrated that he actually lives out his beliefs. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, then don't forget to hit that like button below. And if you want to stay updated with more great content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the red button and just ringing the notification bell so you never miss any future content from us. Your support means the world.